My name is Reinhard Mechler. I work at the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis, and I just convened the session on the impacts of climate change in economics and development. I wanted to summarize a few key issues we discussed and commented on in the session. The session dealt with assessing risk of disaster risk and risk as it is increased by climate change. It's also discussed policies that can be taken to reduce risk now and in the future. What emerged in the session was that actually the modeling capacity in the public and the private domain is increasing substantially. So modeling of disaster risk and climate change is getting better over time, and there's significant advances that are being made. Climate change is increasingly being considered a key driver of losses and disaster risk now and in the future. And a few presenters showed their advances in modeling this driver. As a consequence of improved modeling capacity and risk assessment capacity, we see that policies to reduce risk are improved. Policies that can be taken by insurers, reinsurers in the more developed country context, but importantly in the developing country context. Key policy implementers and designers are international agencies like the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, and also bilateral donors. We see that policies are continuously being better tailored to the needs of people in developed country context, but also in the developing country context, and that there's a move towards a more integrated package of such options. Overall, so there's quite a positive feedback we got from the audience and the presenters on the improvements in modeling and policies that can help address disaster risk. But there's some key issues that need to be kept in mind when saying so. And I want to bring up two of those. One is the uncertainty in modeling risk and climate change. Uncertainty is still massive, and when we're tackling climate change, it's a key issue, and there's advances being made, but it's still a long way till we get a better handle on uncertainty and risk as it's being modulated by climate change. Another key issue is that we see that the modeling capacity is being developed to look into the economic and financial impacts of disasters. And there's a bit of a risk that we lose out on the poor and those that are affected by disasters but are not showing up in statistics, that those don't show up in the models and in the policies. What we found is that Africa, for example, has little modeling capacity being developed there, and little modeling is focusing on Africa. So it's a big issue here that we should also go beyond the economic and financial impacts, and the efficiency of options should also look into equity considerations and distributional considerations. So to sum up, we should also use the modeling to think about efficient options, but also as equity may trump efficiency in a developing country context, we need to also think about equitable distributional solutions to help the poor deal better with disaster risk and climate change.